Is it just me, or is the underground not even underground anymore? It feels like everybody in Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever, is like, this is just normal commonplace now. And not only that, everything is just so uniform and non-diverse. It's a series of trends and memes that you see on TikTok that people feel a sense of belonging to. It's not anything like, it's just not what it used to be. Call me Unk, call me an old head, but 2021 underground will not be beat. All right, that's like, wow. You just had to be there. You just had to be there. You know? And some people, they blame the new gens. They blame, whatever the fuck. Real shit, I'm not here for that. I'm here to put y'all on to the real shit, the real artists, so that we can have an underground renaissance. I'm not saying this shit because, oh, my underground, everybody knows about it. I'm just saying that it's losing its novelty. The definition of that word is, it's just like, how original is it? How diverse, unique, shit like that. And yeah. So listen, I'm here to put y'all on. I've talked enough. But let me know how y'all feel in the comments down below about the current state of the underground. I know this is something that every commentary page talks about, but honestly, there's stuff we can do about it, bro. We are the deciders. The difference between this shit and the mainstream is that it's really the most democratic thing to ever exist on the planet Earth. That's just me. Anyway, so a couple days ago, I interviewed an artist by the name of rimeren, and I asked them a lot of questions about this type of stuff, and where do they feel like they fit into the underground. I hope you guys enjoy. Go ahead, take a look at the excellent music rimeren produces, and yeah, listen. Welcome. Listen, guys. Listen. I'm here live, straight on the scene. You guys can see I got my SoundCloud open. The Discord is open. I'm here with a very special guest. My friend, introduce yourself.
My name is Rimeren, guys,
Ooh,
from SoundCloud, the SoundCloud rapper.
I'm getting chills. Now, my first question for you actually is, what
Yeah.
does your name mean and where does it originate from?
Okay, this question. I like this question because it's kind of deep. So Rimeren, the full name is Rimerensu, and what I did to come up with it, um, there's the word limerence that I really like. Means like an attachment to a person. I'm pretty sure it's a strong word. And it's a little corny, but I got Google Translate. I put it into Google Translate and then I translate that to Japanese. And in Japanese, it was Rimerensu. And I was like, that's a cool name. But then I was like, the Su at the end makes it too long. People are not going to be saying all that. So I just made it, boom, two, two syllables. Or no, wait. Or three syllables.
Three.
Yeah,
That's actually genius as shit. I love that.
thank you.
Yeah. I love romance. All that stuff is so beautiful, and I think that's really what,
Yeah,
like, that's half the reason I'm alive, is to connect with people. You know.
yeah,
Um.
I feel that.
So, I think your name plays super well into your whole aesthetic. It's super mystique
Yeah,
and like euphoric. Whenever I open up your page and listen to your music, it's very like, it's emotional, but it's hard as fuck. And all of it
thank
goes
you. Thank
together. That's like in a very chemical way. Um, you know,
Yeah, I like the way it bonds.
how did you even like come up with it? What's the origin? Why did you do this way?
The origin of like the music style.
Yeah.
Cool. I have a lot of inspo. First, it started with like Case Sereno, 6-7 kind of music. And then wait, hold on, my monitor just turned off. Hello? Okay, my bad. So basically it first started with this like Case Sereno 6-7 music, Case Sereno blew up on TikTok. Everyone starts making the K music. And then I really didn't like how my voice sounded with that stuff. I was like, I really just don't like how this sounds. I found Lost Drushi later on because I saw K Streno and Los Rushi made songs together. And I was like, maybe I should start singing stuff. And then I started singing stuff and I was like, man, my vocals, they sound a lot better like this, a lot better quality, more crisp. And I just feel like it's a better way to connect with people. Then from there, a lot of people, a lot of new inspiration started flooding in. I got Kumosai. That was an inspiration. Kula Fantasy. Um, who else? Those are like the main inspirations, honestly. Kumosai and Kula Fantasy.
Yeah. Because I see all of y'all have like a similar vibe. Y'all are very adjacent next
Yeah.
to each other, but you guys, all of you have like a distinct voice and style that all complement each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
very well. And I'm wondering, does all of this, like with the aesthetic and the music, culminate into anything? Like, is there an end goal, a message or story you're trying to tell?
Basically, I feel like each song is a different message, each song's a different meaning. Um, some songs it'll be me talking about an experience or people who I've talked to. And yeah, each song has a different meaning. Like a song as an example that I can talk about is In Time. And I feel like that during the time that I made that song, there was a lot of weight on me. I was like talking to my girlfriend during that time. And one of the bars was, "You say that it's getting hard, let me take the weight." And I just kind of felt like, I don't know, like I had a lot of weight from a lot of stuff on me. Just each song I feel like is a different period of my life. And as people are listening, they're going through my life with me almost.
100%. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. Um, yeah, like music is such a personal thing for some people. Do you feel like if somebody could like versus okay, say you meet a stranger on the street
Yeah.
and they say, "Oh, nice to meet you. My name's so and so," and then you have somebody who comes across your music. Who do you think would know you
Mhm.
better?
Um, the definitely the person who knows my music. I would definitely say that.
And is it because like you're able to? I mean, you're able to be much more direct through the music, but
Yeah.
is there anything else like that the person in person has, or is it like why is it like that?
I feel like with music, I'm able to speak more like without without being embarrassed, kind of. Like I can say things that I probably wouldn't say to someone in person.
I like
Yeah.
that. Um, Now another thing I wanted to bring up is how adjacent like your sound is to like
Mhm.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but like drum and bass and like breakcore. You could
Oh
listen
yeah.
to your music and then it'd be right next to like if I was shuffling a playlist, I'd put your music in with like jungle and like breakcore.
Really?
Yeah, it's like because it's I mean your stuff is hard and like trunk rumbling, but it's like it's so right next to that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, well, it's just your music is freeing, and I think it's because of like the emotional side of it, the emotional component.
Mhm.
Um, where do you think that, from your perspective, you fit into all of this, like the whole sound, like of the underground?
Where do I feel like I fit in? Where do I feel like I fit in the underground? I would say like what am I known as in the gum?
I mean, it's somewhat, but like it seems like everyone nowadays has their own sound, like or
Yeah.
like there's lanes. You got like the super trap, Osama San, net spin type shit, jerk
Yeah, yeah.
music, and then you have stuff like more more melodic, more like Pink Panther-esque type shit. Pink Panther-esque isn't
Yeah.
really underground, but a lot of underground listeners like listen to her. And then you have people like Lumina,
That's true.
like that
Yeah,
group.
Lumina.
And everyone's kind of like got their own little swag now. Where do you think
Hmm.
you fit into all of that?
Where do I think I fit in? I think that I would be kind of I kind of surround myself with the music that I like to listen to the most, like Kula, Kumo. I feel like uh right now I feel like my music is melodic and I don't know. I don't know. My bad. It's kind of like a hard thing to answer.
I mean, your work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I get you. All right. And one of my next questions before we start talking about world in general is who would you say you make music for?
Who would I say I make music for? Okay. That's a good one. I would definitely say I make music for my girlfriend. I make music for my mom, myself, and I also make music for just getting better, just for my future. I want to incorporate this in my future, definitely.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, you seem very sincere, you know, very sincere in your artistry, very connected to it on a personal level. Now, if you compare this to the rest of the world, the rest of the stuff you see on Instagram and like the underground in general, it seems like you, like I said,
Mm.
you're very sincere. But on the flip
Yeah.
side, there's a lot of antics going on. Like I swear sometimes this shit just feels like transparent cash grabs. Like I've always said this. I've said this on my story a few times where it's like some niggas make music, other people make money. And I feel like now more
Yeah.
than ever that's super transparent. Like how do you feel about that?
About making like music and making money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, honestly, I don't really care like about the money because there are other ways I can make money from like the area I'm in. The money is not really I really just do this music to just speak my heart, to speak past things that have happened to me. I'm not really I'm not in it for the money, I would say, because there are definitely ways I could make money.
Um, do you feel like there's a bias in the underground? Do you feel like people are drawn to a certain look over, the more sincere stuff, or is it just what?
Yeah, I do feel like people are more drawn to what they hear on like well, most people are more drawn to the popular stuff like, all the jerk or just whoever has more numbers, they're just all drawn to it. And I feel like but there are definitely people who are drawn to that niche, smaller artists, people who have a really nice small sound. And yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
For sure. I think the most abundant archetype in the underground, the most abundant type of person you'll find is people who just want to like belong to something, belong to people who feel
Hmm.
like or with people who have gone through similar experiences. And you can see this in like, of course, on Instagram and social media, but like in the memes that people put out, in the type of topics people talk about in their music. And I feel like that's something that is almost universal. Like everyone, music in general has taken a turn towards more honest shit. It's less about fucking bitches. It's like the psychology behind fucking bitches.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that actually.
Do you think that in the future, people are gonna double down on that more honest stuff, or is it gonna be more people just trying to look a certain way, like posers?
Honestly, with the way the future is going right now, I think that it could just get worse with people trying to act out more and more. But at the same time, I don't know if I could say that because in this future now that we're living in, a lot of people are starting to like that more, the more honest stuff, more of being yourself. Like there's a lot of trends that people used to make fun of that came back. A lot of people that are just like being themselves now, and everyone just, you know, has their own style and likes to be themselves, and people like it.
Yeah. Because reason why I'm asking all of this, right? Is it because to me it seems like half of what being a rapper is, or being like in this community isn't even about the music. It's about having the personality to accompany it. Like, um,
Yeah.
there's this I follow these people on TikTok, right? And some of them are really funny and I mess with them. But there's this one guy named Curran. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he has like blonde dreadlocks and he's always saying shit about Summer. Like, Summer's my cute little sweetie pie. He does not make music, but because he talks
Yeah.
about all the same stuff and is on that same wavelength, he's basically a rapper. Like he has the same role of a rapper where people look
Yeah.
up to him and talk to him in the same way. And it's I always found that very interesting. I'm like, huh, like he's not rapping, but he's got that same energy.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that I see like that, and I find it really cool.
Hmm. Me too. You know, I like that a lot. Like the fact that people don't have to uh do all like the rapper shit to feel like they're in the community, because that's actually a breath of fresh air, because that just means people are allowed to speak their mind more, or josh around. Like shit isn't as serious or as mysterious as stuff used to be.
That's true. That's true. People like people who are more honest, people who they can relate to and everything, and that are funny.
Actually, yeah. um here. My handwriting is terrible. Hold on.
You're good. I feel that.
So since there is this bias now, like this trend towards this more honesty, what can people do, people watching do to individualize so that they don't feel like, they're alone? I still feel like that's like,
What can people do to feel like they are not alone? Okay.
yeah, well, to individual, like to set themselves apart, like to it's not enough to be yourself, because what value is that if no one else around you likes you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
how can people not feel like an outlier but be themselves at the same time?
I would say like if you're trying to be yourself but you don't want to be like an outlier, I would say definitely find people who are really really similar to you, if not identical. I have a lot of people, a lot of friends who are exactly like me, who have the same thoughts, and we kind of just like build off of that and find more people who are like us and have our little group community. It's pretty cool. I would say find people who support what you support, who agree with you. That's a big part.
Yeah. All right. Now my last question, super general. But how do you feel about like this whole everything seems like we're in a transitionary stage. Like you go on these pages and shit, and it's like the mainstream rappers are beefing, right? You see that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think they're doing that shit because they're like this is all like a passing the torch. They know they're old, they know they're touching 40, right?
Yeah.
And so now when that happens, like they're gonna do all this big shebang, everybody beefing, the Diddy allegations, all that type of shit is
Yeah.
happening and coming out, so that they can get their last bit of shine before the next wave, next generation, us, come up.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. I see that a lot.
Do you think that is history gonna repeat itself, or is things gonna finally change?
Honestly, I think history will definitely repeat itself with a lot of artists that are coming from this group. But personally, me, I think when I'm reaching the end of this, I'm not gonna just, try my hardest to get back and have people start, listening to me again and everything. I think there's still gonna be a selected amount of people who have liked me and will still listen. But the people who are going are the people who are going, and I don't want to grasp onto them.
That's deep. That's real shit. That is
Yeah.
so real. All right, man. Well, that's basically all my questions I have for you. If there's anything you want to say or talk about, now's the time to do so.
Anything I want to say? One thing I also want to talk about like artists and the thing about people who want to be themselves and are alone. Try to find people who are in your area. I would say like go out more. Go find artists who are in your area. There are some recent artists who I found out live really close to my area, so thinking to go hang out with them. I already have my friend Slafter. We've been friends before all of this music stuff, so we've been connected before we even, started this. And then we started music, started making similar stuff. Now we're kind of different with our music, but still connected. That's all I want to say.
That's what's up. As y'all can see, original novel artists still exist in the underground. There's hope. You guys can believe in something. Listen, if you don't believe in me, you can believe in rimeren. All right, that's facts. Anyway, but yeah, I hope you guys took something away from that dialogue. Me personally, I really got the impression that like, yo, bro, there's hope. Swear to God. I can really appreciate the fact that people really pull from their own interests and instead of trying to be like something else, or like something that they're not. Um, you know, everything is so unique and shit, but I know some shit rubs y'all the wrong way. Like for example, like I love that white boy Ian cruising this fella with the suicidal doze. I love his music, but I know it. I just feel wrong listening to it. Like, is this is this? I don't know. It just feels like an act. Feels like and for me, it's hard to connect with. And I know there's other people out there like that. But yeah, I hope you guys were able to enjoy that interview because I know I did. I had a lot of fun recording it. I'll be putting the links in the description and everything. But yeah, if you want to know more about me, hit the link below. Blah, 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 blah. All right, y'all. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.